So we're gonna go over a recap for our part 2 of the pelvic floor series, now working into strengthening and how we can use our pelvic floor to strengthen. So we wanna start with a plank and practicing pelvic floor contraction in a plank position. So when we come into a plank, we want to practice pulling in through our pelvic floor, holding the plank in that position, and then let it go and pull in again without changing our plank position. We should be able to feel the difference of that contraction, holding and letting go. You can modify this, make it easier by coming up onto your hands, pull in through that pelvic floor and let go, or drop to your knees. Again, make a straight position, pull in through that pelvic floor, let it go, and repeat that while you're holding the plank, progressing to keeping that contraction while holding the plank. Next, we want to practice squats with weight. So we're going to be practicing the natural movement of our squat. As we go into the squat, we want to relax that pelvic floor, and we're pulling into that pelvic floor at the bottom and then standing. This does not mean our abdominals are not working on the way down. It just means we're focused on that strong contraction at the bottom of that squat and then stand. You can progress this by moving your weight out in front of you. Pull in through that pelvic floor and hold it and stand and repeat. We go down, pull in through that pelvic floor, keep that contraction, thinking of that elevator analogy, out with that weight, keep pulling and stand. So we can progress this into a dynamic movement of working on a reverse lunge. So we're in this reverse lunge position. We want to relax the pelvic floor, contract it at the bottom, stand up and squeeze our legs together, and then we switch sides. We relax that pelvic floor, pull in, keep pulling in, we stand, keep squeezing those inner thighs together, and relax and switch again. So we can use that in lunges as well. Next, we want to work on some eccentric contraction. This one is a bit more challenging. We're going to be doing a lateral lunge to the side, still pulling in through that pelvic floor. So we can use a weight or not. This one is best to start without a weight. You're going to go into a single leg lateral lunge, trying to pull in through the pelvic floor at the top, and keep pulling in more and more as you get lower, and then squeeze, come to the center, release, switch sides. So we reach out, pulling in through the pelvic floor the whole time. As we go lower, we're pulling in more and more and more, feeling that tension between those sit bones all the way up, and then we stand, switch sides. So here we're working on that eccentric contraction, strengthening of that pelvic floor. Make sure you're feeling that tension between those sit bones, pulling in up towards your diaphragm, and then switching each time. And this is where we should feel the most tension and quivering of that pelvic floor, is as we go lower. We stand and let it go and release. Lastly, we want to progress to hopping. So we want to be able to do a squat jump or jumping jack, practicing that pelvic floor contraction. So we pull in through the pelvic floor to start to give us a little bit of a base, and then we're going to be going into the squat. So as we go into a squat to prepare us, we pull in through the pelvic floor, hold it, hold it, hold it. We jump, make sure we don't let it go when we impact. We should feel like it's hard. We should feel like there's more contraction. So we pull in down here, hold, 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 jump. Don't let it go when you feel that impact. Doing the same things with jumping jack. Jumping jacks, we want to pull in through that pelvic floor. Since this is more dynamic, we want to think of like a 50% pull in through that pelvic floor. Continue as you do the jumping jack, trying to hold the whole time. This one is much harder to feel, so you need to practice feeling that tension.